Okay, Mataji, you can go ahead and start.
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकयः चक्षुर उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Hare Krishna to everybody. The continuation of reading the teachings of Lord Sri Chaitanya. He was touching the body of Sanatana with his hand, and Sanatana asked him, "My dear Lord, please do not touch me." The Lord replied, "I'm touching you just for my purification, because you are a great devotee. By your devotional service, you can deliver the whole universe for going back to Godhead." In this connection, the Lord quoted a nice verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. The purport of the verse is that a person who is a devotee of Lord Krishna, 100% engaged in devotional service, is far better than a Brahmana who is learned in all the Vedic literature, but who is not engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. The devotee can purify every place and everything because he is carrying the Supreme Lord within his heart. In the Vedic literature, it is also stated that Supreme Personality of Godhead does not recognize even a person who is very learned in all the divisions of the Vedas, but rather he likes a person even if born of a low family, provided that person is a devotee. Instead of offering charities to some Brahmana who is not a devotee, if something is offered to a devotee, that offering is accepted by the Lord. In other words, anything offered to the Lord may be given to his devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam that if a Brahmana, although qualified the 12 different qualities of a Brahmana, is not a devotee of the Supreme Lord, then he is lower than the lowest of the low, even though born in a high family. A devotee, although born in a Chandala dog-eater family, can purify his whole family for 100 generations, past and future, by devotional service, whereas proud Brahmana cannot even purify himself. It is said in the Hari Bhakta Suddhodaya 13.2, O devotee of the Lord, to see you is the perfection of the eyes. To touch your body is the perfection of bodily activities. To glorify your qualities is the perfection of the tongue, because it is very rare to find a pure devotee like you. The Lord next said to Sanatana that Krishna is very merciful and is the deliverer of the fallen soul. He has saved you from Maharauruba. This Maharauruba hell is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is for persons who are engaged in killing animals. It is stated there that butchers or animal eaters go to that hell. Sanatana replied, I do not know the mercy of Krishna, but I can understand that your mercy is causeless upon me. You have delivered me from the entanglement of material life. Then the Lord enquired, How did you get free from your custody? I understood that you were arrested. Sanatana narrated the whole story of how he was released. Lord Chaitanya then informed him, I have seen your two brothers and have advised them to proceed toward Vrindavan. Lord Chaitanya now introduced Chandrasekhara to Sanatana, and there was a pleasant invitation made for Sanatana to dine with him. The Lord requested Chandrasekhara to take Sanatana to the to the barber and make him gentle, because Sanatana had grown a long beard which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not like. He therefore asked Chandrasekhara to take Sanatana to a bath and get him clean shaved. He asked him to change his clothes also. After taking a bath and cleansing himself, Chandrasekhara offered Sanatana some good clothes. When Lord Chaitanya was informed that Sanatan did not accept new garments but accepted only some used garments from Chandrasekhara, he was very glad. The Lord sat down for lunch and asked Chandrasekhara to keep food for Sanatan. Chandrasekhara did not offer him food immediately, however, but after the Lord finished his eating, there were some remnants of his foodstuff, and that was offered to Sanatan while the Lord went for his rest. After this, Lord Chaitanya introduced one Maharashtrian Brahmana, his devotee, to Sanatana, and that Maharashtrian Brahmana invited Sanatana to accept lunch daily at his place as long as he remained at Banaras. Sanatana said, So long as I remain at Banaras, I will beg from door to door, and the Lord will be so good as to accept from you this invitation for daily lunch at the Brahmana's house. By this behavior of Sanatana, Lord Chaitanya was very much pleased, but he noticed the valuable blanket that was given to Sanatana by his brother-in-law while en route to Banaras. Although Lord Chaitanya was overlooking the blanket, Sanatana understood that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not approve of such a valuable garment on his body, and he planned to get rid of it. He immediately went to the bank of Ganges, and there he saw a mendicant washing an old quilt. Sanatan asked him to trade the old quilt for the valuable blanket. The poor mendicant thought that Sanatan was joking with him, so he said, "How is that? You appear to be a very nice gentleman, but you are mocking me in this unmannerly way." Sanatan informed him, "I am not joking with you. I am very serious. Will you kindly exchange that torn quilt for this blanket?" Then Sanatana exchanged his blanket for the torn quilt, and he came before the Lord. The Lord inquired, "Where is your valuable blanket?" Sanatana informed him about the exchange of the ganges of the blanket for the torn quilt. The Lord then loved him for this, and he thanked Sanatana. "You are intelligent enough, and you have now finished all your attraction for material work." In other words, the Lord accepts a person for devotional service only when he is completely free from all materialistic possessions. The Lord said to Sanatan, "It would not look well to become a mendicant and go begging from door to door, while at the same time you have such a valuable blanket on your body. It is contradictory, and people would look at it with abhorrence." Sanatan replied to the Lord, "Whatever I am doing to become free from material attachment, it is all your mercy." The Lord was very much pleased with him, and both of them discussed spiritual advancement. Previous to this meeting of Sanatan and Lord Chaitanya met the householder devotee Ramananda Roy. In that meeting, which is discussed in a different chapter, Lord Chaitanya asked Ramananda Roy questions, and Ramananda replied as if he were the teacher of the Lord. But in this case, Sanatan will put questions to the Lord, and the Lord will answer them. The instruction and teachings of Lord
Mataji,
Chaitanya, uh,
I think we can move
yeah,
on to realizations now.
I thought I'll finish. Okay, as as you
Thank you.
say, yeah. So just to summarize, uh, here how the devotional service is very important and how Lord is only pleased by devotional service is being mentioned, where he says clearly that he does not care for a Brahmana who is well versed in reading, but he doesn't have any devotional service, doesn't please the Lord, while even the dog eater, if he is performing devotional service, is being considered by the Lord. Also, with the example of Sanatan's experiences and the behavior, Lord is clearly conveying the message to all of us that the most requirement for devotional service is to be humble and simplicity, and not to have any longings for any material possession, as we learn from how even just a blanket being taken by been accepted by Sanatana, where the Lord made him realize that no material possessions, how they hinder to devotional service, and should be completely free from all material possessions. So I'll stop here for today's reading and continue for chanting. Namo Vishnu